T-Mobile's Un-carrier strategy has been a big win with consumers. The company added 4.4 million customers last year, but it's paying more and more to attract those customers. And it reported another quarterly loss last night. The stock is falling early here Thursday morning, and it's down about 10% year to date. Aaron Pressman joins us from Boston to give us a sense of how do you separate the company from the stock. So, Aaron, you've written a lot about John Legere, his strategy. It seems to be very successful, again, with customers. But as a shareholder, what are you thinking today if you're a T-Mobile shareholder?
That's right. I think you need to take the reverse Peter Lynch approach. You know, Peter Lynch said to buy stocks you know and loved as a consumer. And this is a stock that as a consumer you would love. But it looks like all those rebates and price cutting and all these things he's doing to shake up the industry and attract more customers are making the financial results, at least like quarter to quarter, a little rocky.
Right. This kind of reminds me of I think it was General Westmoreland said we had to destroy a village in order to save it. Is that right? The risk here at T-Mobile, that they're doing so much to increase the number of people who do business with them, but they're going to go out of business if they keep doing things this way?
Well, I think one of the big questions, at the beginning, the larger carriers, AT&T and Verizon primarily, were sort of laughing, almost, and ignoring what John Legere was doing. But now they seem to be reacting very quickly. Verizon was cutting prices on family plans and data plans recently, so that's almost shocking. So to the extent that those big carriers, which, have much bigger revenues and capital on their balance sheets, can react quickly, it may really put a squeeze on T-Mobile. I mean, how much farther can he cut prices?
Right, and that's a great question. And I guess maybe how long can he continue with this strategy of trying to undercut the industry? Did you hear anything on their call suggesting that they're going to start to shift gears here, or are they going to continue down this path?
Oh, no, absolutely not. They are dedicated to this path. They love this path. This is like what John Legere says he was put on earth to do. I don't think they're going to veer from the path. I think, this is part of why maybe you saw the strange merger and acquisition talks, or almost talks with Sprint and T-Mobile's parent, T-Mobile over in Europe, because, maybe the parent company sees this as kind of a hard road to travel.
Right. Well, it certainly has been a hard road. Again, for shareholders, the stock's down about 10% year to date. And on the call, they talked about the acquisition costs of customers and also the average bill size down about 3%, which doesn't seem like a big number, but when you spread it out over hundreds of thousands of customers, it adds up. And this is not a huge, well, I guess for T-Mobile, not a huge margin business. So again, at what point does this strategy make sense from an economic standpoint, or does it? Does it just not make sense from an economic standpoint?
I think it can be a winner, and I think over the long term, the question is whether they can build enough customers to get a sustainable base and build out their network spending. So, the real thing they're trying to do is improve their network to be as broad coverage as AT&T and Verizon have. So kind of the race is on. Can they attract enough customers and bring in enough revenue to spend to build the network? And once they've matched the network of AT&T and Verizon, then they're all on an even footing. And then I think, all these pro-customer moves and their whole reputation really helps them. So if they can thread this needle, if they can spend to build out the network and not, lose too much revenue with the price cutting, they may make it to the promised land.
Yahoo!